Okay. You didn't expect to come onto such a professional.
I did my research. I've got all the dirt on YouTube.
On
What if I just
mutual
started
friends?
blackmailing you? Yeah. It's not that court case you pushed under the radar, guys. Yeah, what about...
All right. Today's mutual friend is an incredible Australian actor, writer, and director. Has starred in major hits such as Julian, Paper Planes, The Visit, Puberty Blues, and my favourite, Disney's Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And you also have the biggest collection of cute little figurines. I don't know what they're called.
In the world.
And you make the yummiest blondies I've literally ever tasted.
Yes.
It's Ed Oxenbould! Yay, Ed!
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's about time.
About time.
How are you today? We just caught up briefly about your teeth. I don't know if you want to share that
Very
with the mutual
exciting.
friends.
The potential of jaw surgery, the potential of eating liquid foods for a few weeks, which
That's
actually
kinda
does excite me.
Does it?
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of starving myself of like actual food. And then imagine like the first bite of something crunchy after a few weeks of not having any crunch.
I've had a very similar situation. Not to always bring this back to me. You trying to tell a story in the kitchen. I couldn't let that happen.
Couldn't let that one happen.
When I went for what's it called? Colonoscopy, and you have to
I was going to say that.
Yes, not eat for like 48 hours or it's just like clear broth. And then like the first meal, I was like, oh.
That first sandwich they give you and they give you a little Arnott's biscuit. It's so good.
And even though I'm like quite snobby with food, I was like, I'll take anything at this point.
But just that first feeling, like in 2 days you forget how food is so privileged that we are. Just like, we went 12 hours without food. Oh my God. But I like the idea of having to like just have soup or like blended up mush for a little while and then like imagine the first potato chip. Imagine the first like chewy cookie after like weeks of not eating it.
Well, there's no there's that proverb. It's like there's no pleasure without suffering.
Exactly.
So that's really Buddha of you,
That's
Ed.
really Buddha. Yeah.
Damn, that was wise, Tilly.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
But I'm often called Buddha just like in day. Like people mistake me for the Buddha sometimes.
No pain, no gain.
No
you know
pain,
that thing that Buddha said?
Yeah, oh God. All right, fine. I'll just shut up for the rest of the interview then. I was just going to say, to give context about your life, I mean, you're so much more than your work, obviously. But in doing my research on you, you do not brag enough. Considering your filmography, you are so chill about it. Okay, let me list some people you've worked with. Just to remind you, if you can't remember
Go
this.
ahead.
Jennifer Coolidge, straight off the bat. All right. Steve Carell, Jennifer Garner, Carey Mulligan, Jake Gyllenhaal, Catherine Hahn, Sam Worthington, Chevy Chase, M. Night Shyamalan.
What?
And honestly, like so many more. That was just the big hitters. That's insane. And
I know.
And you've been on Ellen.
I know.
Do you always remember that? Like a fever dream?
I do. I can't believe it's so weird. It's so weird that like now no one can go on Ellen.
I know it's she's
Like that's
done.
it. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Unless she comes back in some like gritty, like hard, like rebrand.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
I could totally see
I could
that,
see
like
it
an
in another
Ellen
5
rebrand.
years.
What?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I'm the mean girl.
But like Ellen After Dark, and it's like let's cut
be on
the
Amazon or
bullshit.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
someone
my
will buy
God,
it.
yeah.
And it'll be no audience. It'll be like handheld cam. It'll be really gritty.
cool, that's cool.
No DJ, no Twitch, like none of that.
No, that was wild. It was in like the height of Ellen you went on as
I
a
know.
cute little child star.
And you know what? You cannot find it anywhere.
You can't.
Like there's just no trace of it anywhere.
You've got the footage though.
No, I think the only footage was on my parents' old Foxtel box.
And it's gone?
Gone.
No, it's not.
So somewhere in a landfill, if it
No,
still existed,
are you
there's a
serious?
Foxtel IQ.
They didn't have a VCR recording of it?
No, they
That's
don't have
just
anything.
like my Chase episode.
Gone. Really? Lost forever?
Yeah.
Far
I know,
out.
and you also went on Chase, so you get it. What haven't you done? I thought, oh, this will
Been on
blow him
Chase,
away.
Been on Ellen, been on.
Yeah.
I've had like some crazy experiences. That's what's bizarre. Is like I always think about, like obviously it's shaped me as a person, shaped my career, and I'm so lucky. Like the things I've gotten to do are crazy. Like the most exciting things ever.
Truly,
that very
like-
few people get to do. So
Yeah.
I'm so lucky. But it's so weird because it's been a while and I kind of, kind of COVID-y after graduating school. Things slowed down. I haven't worked back over in the States. I haven't worked with anyone like that again. It
Do you
kind of
reckon
doesn't even
you
feel.
didn't kind of grasp it in the moment? Like you were a
No
child.
way. Like I sort of did, but it didn't fully. Not that I took it for granted, but it kind of just. Things were just happening. Things happen so much more. There's just way less pushback when you're a kid. The stakes are so low.
So
You're not being
true.
judged on all these things that you are as an adult. It's just kind of like
Everyone would
this
have,
kid
like,
can talk.
Loved you. They would have just like babied you and been like,
Yeah.
he can talk and he's charismatic and
also
hits
he's
his notes.
Australian. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
God. That just blows them away.
And
You
I
have to
think the
do
Americans
nothing over that.
loved that because they loved, oh my God, we can show him like what America is.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah,
And
blah.
how old were you on your big set? Like when did you start?
12.
Such a little baby.
Little baby, 12.
Oh my God.
I know.
I've read somewhere that your American accent was so good they thought you were American.
Well,
How did you even do that as 12?
I think honestly, just like growing up watching The Simpsons and Futurama, you hear like every aspect of the accent. It's so not foreign.
So you're
to,
just
like,
good at
anybody.
impressions?
I think I'm good at like
Because
mimicking
you need the ear
people.
for it. Yeah.
You do. You need to have like a good ear to mimic, but I think it's in everybody. Like you
Yeah.
can snap into it so easily. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
talk. Like everyone can do it because all the shit we.
But there is a
take
difference
in.
between like taking the piss and being like, my Aunt Mackenzie. But like,
Yeah.
you
And then,
couldn't
like,
do that in
doing
an
it, yeah.
actual like.
But they're not far off, honestly.
You just gotta
like, you know what?
tone it
Honestly, I
back.
don't think they realized, but I was just kind of like mocking the American accent, and that was my American. And they were
Aren't
like,
we all?
"It's so good," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of just making fun of you."
Oh my God, you're so good at
Yeah,
that.
and it was like, "You can't believe you're doing my accent." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm just making fun of you."
my unique special
Yeah,
accent.
wow, wow.
Hell yeah.
So it was a lot of mocking, really.
That's
the secret to my work is
great.
mocking. Yeah.
Yeah, good on you, man. I love that for you. I wanted to mention talking about like how you've been able to juggle friendships because on Mutual Friends we do talk friends, and I just want curious as someone who's had a very unconventional childhood. You were in the limelight. Does that make friends more difficult, or was everyone like, I want to be his friend because he's a movie star?
Not really. I mean, it definitely, I had a very odd kind of childhood, but it definitely didn't. I think I'm really lucky because of the school I went to. I went to Newtown Performing Arts, which everyone kind
of course, you were all very similar. Like,
Yeah, like
it wasn't
everyone-
crazy that you were acting.
No, there were dancers and musicians and people kind of doing everything that it wasn't like I stuck out. And honestly, I also think like people, when I first got there were like, oh, you did this. And then immediately after like seeing that I was pretty odd, they were like, I don't like you anymore.
Wait, really?
Because when I
As
first got
little
to school in year
kids,
7, it was like, kind of in this big group. And I was like, I don't like any of you. And they're
Yeah.
probably like, this guy's a freak.
We don't like you either.
We don't like you either. So it just kind of bounced around and it's been great. But
In the school though, you didn't have any like good best friends.
I did at school.
Oh, at
I had
school.
great friends at school. But I think that in talking about friends in general, I think this industry is so good for bringing people together.
Yeah.
And you meet the best people.
Well,
Like,
honestly, it's a bit of a cheat. Like you're all there because of a similar interest and like this purpose in yourself. And of course, you'd find like-minded people. It's a really nice way to meet other people that not many other people get the chance to do.
I know,
like
I know.
I would love a group that we all
I know.
connect over our. Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
the best thing you get. That's what I love about it so much. And also, especially if you're working on a film, I don't know, say, I did a TV show up in Queensland during kind of COVID, and they flew people from
Oh yeah,
like
that's
up
right.
in far north in Mission Beach, and they flew people from Tassie, Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, and all these people into this one little area, and like there's no other situation in which all these people are hanging out.
Yeah.
And
But also you'll very rarely hang out again in that same scenario.
which is
Like,
the sad thing about it as
yeah.
well, is it's like all at once and you go, oh my God, make these lifelong bonds for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then if you don't go ahead for season 2, which we didn't, it's just like, well,
But that's
bye.
so classic, like in the workplace when you are forced to be together every day, it's just like you just do become best friends. You're
I know.
enduring the same like hardship and experiences.
Yeah.
And then it's like the last day of school. You're like, I'll never see you again.
Bye. And then some you do and some you don't. It's like
Yeah.
high school. Some you just kind of
Yeah.
go, oh, and you think about them fondly, or some you're like, fuck that guy.
And also when
you
your
never-
coworker is Steve Carell, it's a little,
Yeah. he gave me a bike.
He gave you a bike,
That was
like
my
a
rap-
push bike.
Yeah. my wrap gift, which was like very nice, but also
Well, some people
I
get
lived in
Rolexes.
Australia. Yeah, the office got Rolexes. and I
Yeah,
gotta
so
buy it.
and he's
Oh,
like,
thanks,
here you
man.
go, little take.
Yeah.
A take for you. A take for you,
how
take.
to do that.
How old were you for that? 12.
12. Yeah.
But you
I
were
was
like,
you could have given me
you
a
were like
Harley,
a
dude.
young
Come on.
12, or you just looked
I
because you always
looked 8.
played like half your age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, at this rate,
Hey,
you'll never
I wonder if I'm doing
age.
that. I wonder if I'll be like 70 playing a 30-year-old with this like new kid, and I'm like, my son.
Who's
and
the
they're
new
like,
kid on the block?
Yeah.
Is he with
Steve
dentures?
Buscemi meme. Yeah. It's like old, this like big turkey, like gobble neck. And they're like, I'm 34. And
They're
you're
like, oh God.
God, what happened to him?
Was Steve Carell, was that like the best gift you ever got from him? Has anyone else tried to schmooze you
Ooh.
with a wrap gift?
I've never really been schmoozed by a big one. I've got like really beautiful, like I feel like a lot of the directors I've worked with gave me like journals and like photo albums and
that's
things that like
sweet.
push your creativity, which I love now. But at the time I would have been like, I want a
At the
PlayStation.
Time, literally,
Yeah.
like, thanks.
Thanks for the empty book.
Literally, I got
And
20 at home.
It's so funny because it's such a beautiful gift. Like someone gave me these like beautiful, beautiful monogrammed notebooks. And at the time I was like,
Can
I
you
don't
say
really
who?
know what to do with this. But now I'm filling them with stuff. And that's
Oh,
what
really? And they've
Yeah.
got your initials on them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And these,
so
like, beautiful
cool.
moleskins.
Do you remember who gave them to you?
Paul Dano gave them to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who that is.
don't know who that
Very
is.
cool.
Is that really cool?
You would know him from the studio, which is really crazy.
Oh, who is he in the
was in the
studio?
very first episode of the studio.
He's Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. Have you seen Little Miss Sunshine?
No, I still
The
haven't
Batman?
seen- Yes.
He was the Riddler in the new Batman.
That's really cool. And he
Yeah.
gave, that's such a
And it was filled with
thoughtful
riddles.
gift.
He was in character when he gave them to me. No, I'm kidding. That just would have been bizarre. No,
At
but
the
he,
start of the studio, there's like Seth Rogen goes on set and there's a guy pretending to be the bad guy.
it's like that snowy mountain and this
Oh,
very
that's
first
him.
shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's sick. Why did he do that? That's such a nice gift.
It's so nice. I think I'll always look up to him, and he taught
Really?
me so much on that set.
Would you ever message him, be like, hey, it's Ed?
100%. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. And be
we-
like, I'm using your books.
Hey, it's so nice though, because now all my books have these ideas of things that like hopefully will be like the first movie that I make or the first series and stuff, and I can always keep them and have them as a gift from someone I kind of view as this mentor and like
Totally.
inspiration.
Has anyone from the movies like stuck with you as an actual mentor that you would regularly stay in contact with?
Yeah, the first ever thing that I probably did, which really started my whole career, was Julian, which is a short film
Because you
director.
were Julius Caesar right?
Julian Assange.
Oh my God.
Julius Caesar.
This whole
That
time
would be unreal.
I thought you were Caesar.
Caesar.
Even though you're a child in it.
Julian Caesar.
Yeah.
Julian Caesar.
Julian.
Oh my God. This is
I'm
what
Julian
happens when
Caesar.
I research alone.
No, I played Julian Assange, and the guy who directed that, Matt Moore. I've worked with him since
Lovely
on
guy.
a bunch of different things.
I love Matt
And
Moore.
I not only owe him so much for my career, but I look up to him so much as a mentor, and he's helped me with the scripts I've written and helped
Oh,
me
really?
get things in the door and helped me with our short films that me and Gib made and
That's
people. And
cool.
he's my real mentor. And then Paul is kind of this figure.
And he would have been like one of the first people you met, right? Like, wasn't
Yeah, it was the first-
Julian
yeah.
your first
It's
movie?
the first thing I did. Yeah.
That's crazy.
First
that's
short film, which got me Puberty Blues, which
Yeah.
got me Paper Planes, which got me all these
Everything.
things. So
Yeah.
really, if I hadn't done that,
So he was the director,
yeah.
and he just saw
Writer,
something
director.
in you and was like,
You saw that.
"That's my little
you know what, kid,
protege,
you got that
Ed.
spark in you.
Yeah, you got that something something."
Hey, you get- so we
So-
saw that, and then the rest is history.
Hey man,
What can I say?
And that's how you end up on this couch.
That's how you end up here. That's how you end up.
Who knew that your career would lead here?
end up needing jaw surgery, and yeah, so that's it. But I've met such good people that have. I mean, like, you know, I've never been to an acting school or directing school, and I've always thought about it, and I've gone, oh,
So you literally just booked move. Like, I mean, you went to a performing arts high school, but it's not like you were like trained in NIDA.
But you also don't need to when you're a kid because the threshold is so low. It's
Yeah.
just like, can he recognize that this is a joke and say it like a joke
And-
not be like, Mom, I need to go now.
And they're
Which
like-
is what most kind of child actors kind of
Yeah.
are. And then, you just need to be like, oh, you're somewhat coherent. Here's a job.
Yep.
And that's when you get older, then you're competing against the
actual
the frontal lobe. Like, you know, like now, but I'm going up against, like, even I went for, you know, a TV show the other day and someone who's 35 got it. And it's like, that's so much more life experience through, you know, they've got a developed frontal lobe. I don't. So it's so
I
different.
know, you're
like
still
the
so
pool
young.
is,
Like,
I know.
I forget.
Yeah.
I just feel like you've lived such a huge life
I know.
compared
I'm
to so
15.
many people.
I know.
Yeah. Do you feel like stunted in some ways because of that?
No, I think it definitely enhanced my
Yeah.
growth. And I
Well,
was so
the
lucky.
people you've been around is
Yeah.
insane.
But it also forced me to just learn how to deal with adults and interact with them at a very young age because I had no other choice.
Yeah. And
It
to
was,
take
you know,
direction and to like have an opinion.
And also get a thick skin. It was
Yeah.
also, you know, oh my God, I remember when The Visit came out and CinemaSins made a video on it.
Oh, really?
And-
Is that a critiquing?
Yeah, it's like this like kind of meme account and it's just
Oh
kind
no,
of
did they read it a
snarky
filth?
guy who goes through and like tears apart, you know, films. And he shat all over me, which is like, yeah, whatever. But then the comments, I remember reading the comments when I was younger and just going, oh my God. Like just the stuff you read, the stuff that adults write about children, even like professional movie reviewers would write stuff about me and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
Buster, I'm 13.
Yeah.
Like in what
What
other
are you
world
doing?
would this
Just bullying
adult,
a kid online?
would this
Cool.
adult like be allowed to just be like, let me comment on this kid's appearance?
Yeah.
Crazy. I remember the best
Fully.
one I ever got was when I was 15. I filmed it when I was 15, and then when the movie came out, someone reviewed it and was like, and they were like, an Ed Oxenbould with his moon face and receding hairline. And I was like, okay, I've just got a big forehead. I'm 15. Like, but this thing
Oh
of
my
going,
God,
like,
I would
this
hate
aging
to be
man,
critiqued
and it was
at 15.
like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Thankfully, by then
shit.
I feel like I had a good, like, thick skin, and I've got a very thick skin now, which is good. But it's like, it's so weird. It's so weird just how brazen people are, just to be like,
And
yeah, I'm
everyone's
just
like,
going to
yeah.
comment on how you look.
He put himself out there. He's asking for it.
Yeah. And it's one thing for people online, you go, okay, they're just kind of whatever. But then like movie reviewers, like
Yeah.
people who claim to have like, you know, integrity and a film journalist are just talking about the way I look and you go, huh?
All right, dig a little deeper, buddy.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Film critic
Ed,
rant
You've
over.
been through it. No, but that would be hard. Like all that rejection, even as a young actress myself. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine as a child though.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, how did you grow up with so much self-confidence?
I don't
Well,
know.
probably because
I
you
think-
booked the role.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
who's laughing now?
well, that's the thing. I think, but I also had so many no's, as every actor does. I
Yeah.
think you kind of unfortunately just get
And you
numb
have come
to
from
it.
a long line of actors. Like your family breeds actors.
I'm a Nepo baby.
Yes, you are. But do
yeah.
you actually think that they primed you in a way to, you know, like handle rejection and auditions and talking with directors? Like
100%.
that was
100%.
still,
Yeah.
And I guess like you were saying, it just takes you being a little bit like charismatic and knowing a joke, and your
Your
parents.
parents
Yeah.
are very level-headed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. They
And just
are
being-
actually. They're
yeah.
not like they haven't gotten swept away in the
No,
chaos.
No,
of
because they know
acting.
exactly what the industry is.
Yeah.
And that's what helped so much is when going into it, I always had, you know, professionals to guide me in the form of my parents, which was great.
That's
So
so
they never let
rare.
me take anything the wrong way. They never let me. They were always just like, look, here's how it is now. It might not stay like this forever. It might blah blah blah. So everything
That's so smart to
I
like
know.
prime you for that, because
I owe so much to them. I owe so
Yeah.
much of how I am now as a person to them.
Well, you
I
are so grounded.
But you look at like Amanda Bynes.
I
And
know,
of
that
course
could
I
have been
didn't-
you.
I didn't have that kind of success, you know, like her. But
to
it's
a
very
point you
easy
did.
for
You
people
had
to just go, oh my God, I'm clinging to something. And as soon as it's gone, they just freak out.
Yeah, and like that's their whole identity is
That's it. They're like,
is
well,
that
I'm,
movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm Alexander. I'm Julian Caesar.
but I do pull that in a grilled if I don't get free
Yeah, yeah.
zucchini chips. I'm like, but I'm Alexander.
You just pull up your little IMDb. Yeah.
I should just have a little pamphlet of just like, yeah.
A printout.
Get to know me.
What do you have like a horror casting story at all? I'm sure there's been a few. Little,
I remember I auditioned for one of the new Ghostbusters. You know when they revamped it with the guy who did
the woman,
Juno.
the woman one.
No, not the woman one. Not the woke one. No, when they redid it
bitch
with one. You mean the unfunny one? No.
Was it Finn Wolfhard?
Yeah, it was the one that Finn, and I guarantee Finn Wolfhard did not audition for that. And I mean, this story kind of speaks to that as well, which is so annoying. The director was the guy who did Juno, like Jason Reitman, who's like a really good director who did Thank You for Smoking and blah, blah, blah. And I went in, it would have been when I was in LA for whatever reason, which I hate going to and I hate doing in-person auditions. And I did an in-person audition with him in this room that was like comically long. Like it was so, I walked in and just went, I couldn't even see the other end. And he was sitting up the very back, like raised on a kind of platform on a couch.
What kind of mind game was he playing?
Crazy. It was like walking into Mr. Burns' office. It was insane. And I walked in and it was towards the end of the day and he clearly was very over it. And I reckon they knew they were going to cast Finn Wolfhard because he wasn't even paying attention. And I walked in and, it was nice. And I was like, hi, how are you? And he just kind of went, and just waved and I went, okay, right. Did the scene with, and also whenever you audition in LA, you'll be giving everything and then there'll be a casting assistant just reading it going, and then what did you say?
Giving nothing.
And you just have to pretend that they're not acting like an,
while you've
like
got
an AI.
Tears streaming down your
and they
face.
go, no, don't die. And they're talking like that. And you go, okay, thanks. So she's doing that and I'm giving this, blah, blah, blah. And then as I kind of like in my peripheral look at Jason, he's like rubbing his eyes, like just not looking
on his
at
phone.
me. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And just like not paying attention. And then, then they go, okay, great. Thanks for coming.
That was great.
And the guy just goes, yep. And puts his thumbs up and just gives a thumbs up like, thanks.
Why is American casting way more brutal?
I have no idea.
They actively try not to give a fuck in front of you. I feel like every casting, like luckily in Australia that I've ever experienced, is really like making you comfortable, like
and they value your time.
And really like working for you, being like, like a casting director, right? Like wants to book the role.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like in La La Land, how she just like your story.
But that's how it is. It's just accepted that it's going to be mean and so they can get away with it. They're like, people know it's going to be brutal, so we'll just be brutal.
Would kill for this role.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a thing of like, you don't know how lucky you are to be in my room, and you're like, well, I don't want to be here. Yeah.
Oh my God, Ed.
Brutal.
Did you live in America for a while during that time?
Not really. We kind of went over back and forth, and when the longest we stayed there as a whole family was probably 5 months. Probably.
And were your parents working as well? They were just being your,
my parents had to juggle
managers.
Kind of. My mum came with me most of the time, but then kind of juggled back and forth. My mum and dad were still doing plays and working here, and
that's so cool.
They gave up a lot for me as well, which I'm so grateful for. Like I
because they had their own careers. But
and they gave up a lot.
How does it feel being the star in the family?
I feel very lucky. But they sacrificed so much, and it's never wasted on me how much they have. But
you would have made them so proud. Like that would have been their goal.
They're like, oh my God, I'll make a movie and I'll get them both Oscars.
Oh, don't worry. Would you do that? This is for you. That would be so, I would cry.
No, put them, because I want to make movies with them because they're the actors.
God,
I grew up watching them and going like, this is what I want to do. I want to tell stories like my dad. I want to make, I want to make me someone feel like emotional like my mum can, and I want to do that.
I've never talked to someone who idolizes their parents so much.
Yeah. They're my biggest inspo.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. Your brother doesn't do acting though, does he?
No.
What's he doing?
We don't talk about him. He's not in the creative industry. We don't talk about him.
God, he does computer something.
No, he's a brilliant writer. He's written a brilliant novel. He's so creative, and it's only a matter of time. He will write a novel that'll change everything, or maybe some screenplays with me. But he's
my God, would you
creative.
co-write together?
I think so.
You heard it here first.
Might be on the cards.
Oxenbould brothers.
With the new Coens, the new Philippus.
Yes.
Hey!
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
The Oxes. What noise does an ox
What does an ox make?
Oh! That's the noise when we come into a room that is like, the Oxes are here. Like, what? Yeah.
Hey, it's a working noise.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
No, that's so cool. Who in your family isn't creative then? What's the deal?
Honestly,
no one.
No one.
What did your grandparents do? What is
Acted.
this long? Jesus
Seriously,
Christ!
grandparents acted. My grandma is, like,
do you all get along? Do you love each other so much?
We do.
That's so sweet.
Unfortunately.
Is Christmas just like the funnest time?
Christmas is very fun. It's very, very fun. On both sides of the family, it's very fun. It's always very loud, lots of laughter.
So you don't resent anyone in your family? You don't avoid any relative?
No. No bad blood.
That's insane.
I know.
You
crazy that
genuinely
we
are
don't have-
friends with your
Yeah.
whole family. Good on you,
I know
Ed.
how lucky I am.
Good
It's
on
very,
you.
no, it's very rare.
And you would expect, like, actors are interesting, sometimes difficult people. You would expect there to be some
We
big
still are. I think
personalities.
we're all- but that's the thing. I think everyone's so big that it's like our level of normal is all the same.
But, you know, there's always some weird one that's like they've fallen off and they're doing meth now and it's a bit weird.
We've got no meth fall off.
That's nice.
Not really. No.
Oh, good on you.
I know.
Oh,
Not yet.
Ed.
I say
Not
yet. I'm young.
Yet. Meghan Markle, have you seen that interview? And she's like, the power of yet.
Oh, I'm gonna get a big yet tattoo on my chest.
Yet. Ox. Yeah, oxes.
Yet.
Ox.
That's
nice. No,
That's
I
it.
think there's something there. That's nice.
that'll
That's
be
nice.
it. I'm gonna have it on the ring. Yeah.
So I guess we've talked about a lot of acting. Are you sick of it yet? You want to talk about something
I
else?
can talk about anything.
I just feel like I'm getting the scoop. I've never.
But I love talking about it as well because
good.
it's also changed all throughout my life. It's, you know, the way I looked at it when I was 12 was just like fun and excitement, and there was nothing, and it was just
Yeah.
like, great, oh my God, I'm getting given these
It was almost like
opportunities.
thrust upon you as well.
Yeah,
Like it sounds
yeah.
like it was just snowballing with successes of
It did.
like.
In that period of my life, it really was. And then now it's totally different. Now I've got,
Well, you're growing up. You've got
Yeah.
your own brain now. And
but now the pool has opened up so much more. There's just like, you know, there's competitiveness and there's comparison and all this stuff that wasn't there.
really,
It's just very interesting.
do you like what?
Well, I mean, like, you know, I'd never compared myself to anybody when I was a kid. It was just like, I got this job because, for whatever reason, because it worked out. But now it's like, why didn't I? Is it because of this? Is it because
Yeah,
of
'cause I've
this?
got
Do I
blue
need to-
eyes and
Yeah,
like
there's
this,
all
it's
these
like-
different things that just go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah, it really gets in your head.
But I'm so glad because I think what ultimately I love acting, but it's not my be all and end all. And I think it's so good because all that time I spent on set just made me realize how much I love the industry.
Yeah,
How much I love
that's what
every
they
aspect
always
of it.
say.
I know.
Like, it's
and
crazy.
and there's such a big pipeline of actors turned directors, and that's, you know, the kind of pipeline I want to go down, and it makes sense. It's like people who, you know,
Well,
it's control freaks, really. Yeah,
you're very good at that. But it is like another skill to just exercise. And I think you do have this like natural flair for it. You've got a vision and you know, even being a writer, you've sort of got an appreciation for all sides of how something comes together. It makes sense that you would trial that
yeah.
out.
And I think it's what's good,
and
and
you've
that's
been a successful actor. Like, what's next?
exactly yawn.
Yeah,
Done
please.
it. I've hit
Do it in
superstardom.
your sleep.
But I
Yeah.
think, honestly, like, I think that's back to Paul Dano.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like, that kind of career is so good to be such a well-respected actor and then turn director. And of course it makes sense because he grew up on sets with these amazing people. And then so
Yeah.
when he's writing and directing, he knows what every department does. He knows how to write for things and how to work with that world. I just love it. I love the film industry so much, and I also hate it.
It's
And everyone
interesting that you're not
does.
sick of it yet because it is like
But I so
very,
am.
you are. Yeah,
But
well,
it's so baked in me that I
Yeah.
cannot shake it.
no, I mean, literally like in your bloodline. It's just like
I know.
you're meant to be an actor.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard how much I love it because part of me feels like I would love nothing more than to be able to move to the English countryside and just become like a baker.
I would love that.
But
we both want to be bakers.
I know. That's what I would love to do, but I couldn't because I know that I would just yearn.
Yes.
The yearn would be
The
too
yearn
much.
for the spotlight.
It's not even the spotlight, but just the yearn to create.
Yeah, sure.
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
and the spotlight.
Yeah.
But I wish
The art.
I almost wish there was a kind of like eternal sunshine of the spotless mind to get rid of yearning. Maybe I'll make a film about that.
That's deep.
An introspective film about how I feel about the FM
Write
industry. And
that-
it's I'll write
that
it in my
your little
notebook.
monogram notebook. That's it. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
good luck figuring that out.
Good luck
Tell
shaking
me.
the yearn.
Shake that yearn.
But it's hard. Like part of me,
I
obviously,
know what you mean.
Yeah,
Because I yearn for, yes, freshly baked goods in a farm somewhere.
exactly.
But I also yearn for, I don't know,
For storytelling,
a
for
successful career and
I know.
storytelling, creating and acting. And yeah, it's all part of it.
I know.
And it is such a frustrating thing when you are an actor to wait for the work to come to you. And I don't think I'm as good a writer as, I don't enjoy that as much as I enjoy acting. And so it's like, because it's like, well, just create your own work. But it's like, I don't really it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
It's really painful trying to write where it's not trying to act.
I know, but also
But
when
you
you
quite
get
like
a job of someone else that's written it, then you're like earning it. You're like, oh my God, they wrote this and I won this role.
True.
But then also if you're writing it, you're like, well, of course I got it. I wrote
it. And I'm going to cast Brad Pitt as my love interest.
yeah.
Like you can do whatever you want.
Whoop.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
How do you find writing though? Is that difficult for you?
I love writing. I absolutely love writing. I have a very hard time writing by myself, I feel like.
Me too. I really need a co-creator.
I think I can only do it with collaboratively.
And when you're like bouncing off someone.
That's when the best ideas come because you get the best of both. You can each, I mean, I only have with one other person, but I feel like it'd be good with 3 or 4 even. Like you're all keeping each other in check.
I would love that.
And you're all just getting the best ideas.
Tom literally needs to like lock himself away in a room of silence and just create like that.
Can you not do it with other people?
I need something to bring to the table first. I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Whereas I just need to be like,
yeah,
with
that's
friends.
how I like it as well. It's like you just kind of have these ideas and you go, wait, let me kind of one up you here. Let me one up you. And then so the end result is like this product of 8 different kind of voices and a joke being repeated and you go, no, that sounds a little bit right. How can I tweak it to make it better?
Yeah.
How can I do that? I love working like that. That's what I mean.
Well, you and Will write really well together. I
Yeah.
think you really complement each other's, and you do have very distinctive different things. But you can literally read a script line by line and be like,
they
Will
work really
and
well
Will.
together.
Yeah, they do.
I think there's a sense of like looseness that Gib brings, then a sense of restraint that I have.
And you know each other so well. I think
Yeah.
you're just safe to be, be like, that doesn't work. That could be better.
Yeah, there was so many times where I had ideas I would love to do and he was like, I don't think
not
that's
funny.
great. And you go, all right, sure. And you compromise or you drop it and you meet in the middle. But it's fun. Writing with other people is so much more fun. I just feel like it's good. I feel like I'm too self-conscious to go and make a whole big thing and then present it to people. I'd be like, but is this something you change? Is this something you change? And I want to get better at that because I would love nothing more than to just be able to go, I did this all by myself.
Yes.
Check that out.
There's nothing scarier than when you've written
A whole
a
script.
decent amount and
Yeah.
you send it to someone who you respect and then it's just like you're sitting on it for like, and they go,
oh my God.
they go, oh yeah. You go, "Ooh."
No, I know. When I used to do sketch writing at UCB and we'd have to like write a sketch a week and then share it with the group and like you'd just have the microphone was yours and like you just have to read the whole sketch out in front of everyone and the teacher and I'd be like, here we go, time to kill myself.
And then you'd read it out and go, but it's just a work in progress. But imagine it's
I'm
it'll
not
be
married
funnier
to
on the day.
this. I'm not married to this. Like
That's
if you
the
guys have any
key
input, I'm
line.
happy to
Obviously
change
it'll
everything.
read differently to like how it's actually acted.
Yeah.
But if there's like not a single laugh and you're like, oh my God, I'm terrible.
And then someone says, I think it needs a bit more of this. And you go, yeah, obviously I'm going to add way more of
I
that.
just ran out of time at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you've got a co-writer, you're like, oh, that was their idea.
I even write the caveats into it sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'll write a line. I'll be like, so-and-so says this. I'm like, but open
also-
to changing this because I don't think this sounds the best.
Yeah,
and I just put it
yeah.
in the script and I'll
Gotta
be like,
get ahead
covered
before-
my bases.
There's so much like hedging my bets of like, But I open interpretation. Like, I'm going to
Honestly.
move this around. That's all right. Yeah.
Soul crushing work.
This probably isn't relatable to anyone listening, but
Maybe there's
maybe
a few
there's some writers out there.
There's
Few
some
writers
aspiring
out there.
writers. But also what I've realized as well is that you do just have to keep writing. And the only way to get better is to keep doing it, keep getting feedback and keep getting feedback. But it's like, I've got such a sense of wanting to have this like perfect script. But I just know that like no one ever writes a first perfect script or very few people
true.
do.
And
I will.
Yeah. It's Tom and a few other
It's
people.
only Tom.
It's just Tom actually.
Do you reckon you're a perfectionist?
Yeah, 100%.
I think I am a bit too, and that's why it's like I'll write something and be like, oh, that's shit. And then just
know.
like delete instead of build upon it.
I know.
And just like psych
I'm
yourself
so
out.
going to put on some Bliss decks just quietly.
Oh, hot.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly put the mic right up
Yeah.
to that. That's Ed Oxenbould's used Ballistics. We will be
Used
keeping that
Ballistics, and
and
that'll be up for
selling
sale.
on eBay.
For 35 cents.
Have you ever gotten really creepy fan mail?
Yeah, I got a crazy letter from someone who I actually can't remember the context in what they said, but it was a bunch of weird photos and they kind of left their Instagram in the message.
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember going on the Instagram and the Instagram was pretty unhinged and being like, ooh, it's weird to think that this person I'm seeing, I'm holding something they've touched. What have they done with it?
Holding something they've touched. Wait,
because
what?
they sent me like a message.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I explained that so badly. Anyway,
No, sorry. What did they send you?
just like a letter. I think it was a letter with a bunch of photos they
that
wanted me to
is weird.
sign
That
and
is
send
weird.
back to them. And it was just odd.
And the line saying, I want to eat your hair. It was just like so strange.
Part of me would prefer that. Like I would prefer to be outwardly creepy, but when it's kind of like just, I'm a big fan.
I'm a
and
big
blah, blah, blah.
fan.
It's kind of like,
You
I'd
better
rather you
watch
want to, like eat one of my fingers or something. And then it could be like, now I can dismiss you as a creep as opposed to me
this
irrationally being like, "Ugh."
ambiguous, just icky vibe.
Yeah, it's like be an outward creep, be a cannibal, be a creep.
God, yeah, you'd really like open yourself up to a whole world of fan behavior.
Have you got any fan mail?
Oh, not physically because I've never posted like a PO box or anything, but lots of like lots of just men, of course, being like lots of feet stuff. It's what's new?
I've gotten some feet stuff, which is crazy. I'm like, who's interested in my feet? I remember getting like I've like a few like feet accounts. I've just like posted like just things of my feet.
Pictures of your feet?
Yeah, that
being
like that I've
sent to you?
posted. No, just like on like feet accounts, on like fetish accounts. And you're like,
Wiki
okay.
feet. What's your score rating?
Is there a score rating?
Yeah, I'm quite high.
Wait,
Not to brag.
what?
I'm going to look you up right now.
Wiki feet.
Okay, thank you.
What is it?
Wiki feet. It's the celebrity foot website.
Wow.
I know. I can't believe
No
I'm a
way.
celebrity, and we'll see if you're classified as one too in a sec.
I hope.
Ed, you have a 4.93 star rating.
Ed, you beat me.
Are you serious? No.
That's extremely high.
Wait, what?
Look at the pictures used.
Insane. Ed,
Holy
hubba.
shit.
Oh, you've given them like you've given them a lot to work with.
I'm never going to
there.
post anything ever again. This is why I don't post anything on my
I know, this
Are
Instagram.
is
you
why-
underage in those photos as well?
No. Oh, let me see.
Look at those. Oh, yeah. Hello, big
No, I would have been
boy.
like 20 in all of them.
You look great in those thongs. Oh my
my-
God, that just the soul.
Oh, that's like prime feed.
That's like
That's also that's a screenshot from a TikTok. So someone's watched that and gone, bang! They paused it on that moment and went, "That's prime feed." Wait, what's
That
the
one as well.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the one I remember seeing. Yeah,
you're
but
giving them a lot there. You're actually asking for it with
I
that.
honestly didn't even. It never even crossed my mind.
No,
that
I
that
know,
would be
and
a
it
thing.
wouldn't,
And it's just
because
like, oh
people
my
are
God.
freaks.
And then I remember one time I was trying to find. I think maybe I was with Gib and trying to find. There's this interview that he always makes fun of, where I'm just like, I'm in this awful outfit, and it's right as my voice was beginning to break, and it's just this terrible, terrible interview. And as I was googling,
hard.
I just found like a video that was just like Ed Oxenbould lips. And it was just like a screenshot from a movie where it's a close up of my like mouth, and it was just like 4 seconds long, and it had like like kind of a weird amount of views.
Oh,
And I was like,
what are
wow,
they doing
someone
with
is like,
that?
yeah, someone's cropped this from a movie.
People are so creative.
So creative.
When I watch like horror movies and like psychopathic killers, I'm honestly like, how are they so creative?
honestly, you look at them and you go like, you could
I've-
probably make some like amazing escape rooms and
Yes.
stuff because their brain works.
But like murderers themselves, I'm like, God, I'd never think to torture like that. God,
know.
you have some wild ideas.
they're incredible. They have it.
And then the same with like fetishes. I'm like, I never considered that part of the body
that
before.
You can't even be disgusted. You're like,
Yeah, I'm
"Good-
just like,
good on you. You're
Honestly,
like, oh.
you've got something there. If you just applied yourself.
If you just anything other than armpits,
yeah.
But what
God,
is
that's
the
so-
rating?
It's out of 5.
Yeah.
And what was yours? 4.9.
4.9 and yours is 4.3, Tilly. So
Wow.
It's because I'm not giving them souls.
Wait, who rates it? Is like it's like is it the foot itself or the
it's like
The
Rotten
content.
Tomatoes for feet.
wow?
So it's like crowdsourced.
okay.
So, but from Ed's been around a lot longer. No, that would give him more likelihood of getting bad ratings. Okay, I tried to defend myself.
Well,
there.
there'd be some. Are they the only photos on there?
Yep.
They are all of age. That's pretty good because they very easily
That
could
is-
get some not of age.
That is very true. There's
So
more.
that
There's
I'm-
probably more public photos of you underaged than there are.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than your Instagram, but
So look
does
good
it
on
say
them.
how many reviews there are on each?
No, it used to, but it's not saying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
4.3.
People are reviewing.
Yeah.
41 votes for Ed.
Oh, and how many for me?
41 people.
That's a really cute little group you've got there.
I would love to walk into a room and just see all 41 of them.
What do they look like?
I need to know.
And
Is there a woman?
No way.
Because
All
surely
men.
it's all men.
all men. You would think.
Is
The
there
woman would
anyone-
be
Tilly has 17 votes.
You're getting there.
But you have no 1-star or 2-star ratings, whereas Ed has a couple. But a lot of 5s, whereas yours is like mainly
3s and
5s,
4s.
a couple of 4s, and then a couple of 3s.
yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Well, tonight you'll have one more? Yeah.
What from you?
What?
You get home and
Yeah. Sabotage.
Will doesn't have an account.
oh,
No one cares about his feet.
oh, poor Will.
Wow.
I can't believe we're the lucky ones.
So lucky.
Yeah, I want to know what these people look like. You
And
know,
there's no Jackson Fairbairn, but there is Lachlan Fairbairn.
Wow. Okay.
4.23.
For Lockie.
Yep.
you're
Interesting.
winning it.
Only 5 votes, though.
Wow.
Keep up.
Huh. Okay.
You know when they're like, criminals don't just look like the scary man next door. They're your teacher, your bus driver.
Yeah.
And that's our feet reviewers.
All the people you don't expect, you're like, you.
Is it the lady at the shop with the smile?
And like, imagine, I need to know. You know,
Lockie
it'd be
has
crazy.
a comment
Oh, what's the
A
comment?
comment.
from JFootboy85. His toes are amazing. 5 stars.
We're going to have to keep an
We
eye
should
out
frame
now.
that and just give it to him. Just be like, Lucky.
When's his birthday? November. All right.
Wow.
That's
That is
so fun.
insane. Who do you reckon is the highest rated?
Ever?
Yeah.
You know what? I hate feet, but Eva Longoria has really nice feet.
Nice enough to like that you know that they're good
I
feet.
noticed them. I saw them in Desperate Housewives and I was like, God, they're like perfect feet.
I reckon like Sydney Sweeney would be like, it'd be like someone at the moment.
Oh, it's true. Like a current.
But I wonder who.
Well, I've become really aware of it now and I stopped wearing like open-toed shoes. Also, it's winter, but I was like, I just don't want
But you don't even want your rating to go up?
Well, risk going down. I do get nice pedicures though, so I don't see why
You just
not.
need to get a nice pair and just give
I
give
could
them,
pay for my
give them
pedicures with
one photo.
This is the one.
Be like,
I'm going to
this-
beat you. This is my new goal. I'm going to get 5
Beat me on
stars.
Wiki Feet.
Beat you on Wiki Feet. I don't think I can beat you in anything else like film
But Wiki
related,
Feet.
but Wiki Feet.
I can't believe that is wow. Okay, because I was sort of aware because I've gotten a few messages that are just like,
Yeah.
like I'm sure you've gotten just like I need
Yeah.
a photo of your feet right now, and you're like, okay.
Right now I'm going to blow.
You've got about 8 seconds. to say-
Seconds. Well, I've just had a lot of like random like bless your feet. I want to
Bless
lick
your feet.
Just like all these
Yeah,
feet things.
yeah.
And always being like, I would pay money for your feet. And it's like, I don't have time to deal with this.
Has there ever been any tempt like
Yes.
you think? Because surely if they're like.
No,
it kind of would be
it
fun
would
to
be
bankrupt
so-
someone with your feet.
I
Like
know.
if they're so willing, you're like,
Because no one, like, we don't care. Like,
I
it's
know.
just feet.
It's just
like,
feet. It's not like I'm
I
actually
don't even
like
feel like I'm doing
nude or
anything
something.
wrong.
Like it's
I know,
literally
that's
just
the
a
thing
regular
that
body
feels
part.
like it's like if that's your thing, is like
If that's
all
your
right.
thing. But then the thought of them like getting after that, I'm like, that kind of creeps
That is
me
weird,
out.
yeah.
It is weird. It is so
But
horrendous.
you know, they might be doing that without paying me. They might be taking my little.
and then rating.
Yeah, exactly. They might give me a bad rating. At least pay me first.
Hey,
Hey.
pay me before you bust.
Before you nut, did you say?
Bust. It's equally as bad.
Equally.
Wow. That is insane.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, Wiki Feet.
And that's the conclusion of
that
it.
should be a weekly segment when someone comes on. We
It's
look
like
up their
a
wiki
feet
feed.
check-in.
Yeah, we only get guests on if they've got a wiki feed, and I need to
them,
beat
yeah.
them. But also, I don't
can't
care. But it's
fucking believe that. I mean, I
That's
can.
really
It's so internet and it's so, of course, but it's wow.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Oh.
Don't you have questions?
I ran out of them all.
I did all my questions.
What about, I've got something. What about, because I've been So I've been making these writing these movie pitches to pitch to a company later this week. Ooh. And I've been like looking at all these inspirations, and you have to kind of, like in a pitch deck, you have to go like, oh, it's going to be like this movie, like this movie, like this movie. And of course, the movies that you compare it to are like the best movies ever.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to think like I'm comparing this movie that probably won't be a quarter as good, to like, it's going to be like the best movie ever.
Yeah,
You're like, do you remember that movie? Yeah. It's going to be like that. And then it just got me thinking of like, I know that everyone thinks, but you just think like, you look at like David Lynch, you look at all the people that people study now in film schools, and then you think like, what are they going to study next? Will they study? Is there a next?
Your movie.
But I don't feel like I don't know. I mean, I know.
Like what's the
Nolan's
greatest next?
Nolan will, yeah.
Like
but again, they're also like old
Wes
dogs that have been
Anderson.
around for a while. Like they're also like pushing 70.
The Barbie movie.
Barbie. Like there are, you kind of know the ones that will get studied, but you're just like,
Maybe Greta if she makes some more.
I reckon even like Lady Bird, you look at that, and I just think like
they don't make them like they used to.
No, and that's the thing. And I'm thinking like,
Not
and this type of stuff
to bring it back to Tom Cruise third week in a row, but they don't make movie stars like they used to.
I just don't. I don't think there's
And
any
movies.
way that the world can ever change where we get another Tom Cruise, like a naturally occurring Tom Cruise. It just doesn't happen.
And I was thinking, maybe his children will carry the torch, but I
Not
wouldn't hold my
likely,
breath.
Not likely.
Yeah, it's a. I was going to say it's a shame he doesn't have biological children, because I don't like, just in the sense that like, well, he has Suri, but like that's the only way, right? His like freak genetics would maybe form a new movie star.
New Cruise. Yeah. I'll pick it up. I'll pick up the torch.
Hey Ed,
I'll
it's
pick up
there.
the torch. I'm small. He's small.
You've never met Tom Cruise, have you?
No. Can you imagine?
God, one day.
Imagine working on set with Tommy. I think it'd be pretty intense.
Well, you know that
It'd be amazing.
It would be incredible. Has anyone like brushed off on you like that? Like just such an intense personality that you're like, I would be changed if I was raised by them.
Oh. No, I don't know.
There's no.
I had a brief just encounter with Ben Stiller.
Really?
And I reckon that would have been like, God, if you grew up in that house.
Yeah.
Or just like adjacent to him, you would have such a.
Right?
Like a ferocity towards
ferocity.
comedy. Like a.
And it's just this like a can-do attitude, but it's more than that. It's like he's never had. Like Tom Cruise, like he just does things and doesn't let like no get in the way.
No, it's like I need to do this, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
and he gets it done. I feel like you would just have that. Like
I get sleepy, like if the wind blows. Like
I feel like I wonder if
how do they
inherit
never
that? Because I'm trying to put that into me. I'm trying to go, no. You want to read all these books and watch these movies and like immerse yourself in the world, and you want to do this, but all I want to do is just like.
Snuggle up and eat blondies and watch
play
The Simpsons.
video games and watch The Simpsons. I know, and I'm like, that's all I want to do.
That's all I want.
But then you look at other people and go, like, no, should I be doing this? Should I be like,
why are they so hungry?
Yeah, but even we were talking the other day, we were talking about how one of the Philippe brothers like writes how he walks around the graveyard and terrifies himself.
Doesn't
You were
sleep for
saying
3
it, weren't you?
days.
Yeah, and you're like, do you have to do that?
Yeah, like, do I need to get like
I do that?
freak levels of? I think I'm just too much of like a normal kind of person that's like just living my like comfy life, and it's like, do I need to psych myself up?
Yeah,
and
do I need to like become a freak or something? That's what I'm thinking, because even I've been looking at like interviews of Paul Thomas Anderson and Charlie Kaufman, like these people and directors that I love, and they're freaks.
Really?
They're like fully crazy, yeah. And I just go, God, do I have enough of that in me to make something like that? And then he's like,
what was
that
M. Night Shyamalan like? Do you remember?
Big, like crazy.
Really?
And he'd be the first person to admit that.
Yeah, they were all
so
a bit
passionate,
crazy.
so kooky.
And I have worked with Baz Luhrmann.
Oh,
you haven't? Okay, that's interesting. Just noting.
Do you know who he is? Yeah, because he's just one of Australia's most prominent directors, and you go,
and I just remember he had that energy of like, I was like, shit, this is a real director, professional.
But you see what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, and he would like command the room so much, and he'd yell out, remember, film is forever! And then action, and we'd all be like, ah!
Wow.
And I'm like, you're not a normal person, and this is what like.
But I think that's why it works. That's why he works.
They're so
that's
successful.
why he does stuff. So I wonder how much of it is, are you just born kind of kooky, or do you have to just kind of forego a bit of yourself and go, you know what? I'm going to adopt this director personality and just become a little crazy.
Yeah, like
'Cause
like
if
method
that's the
acting
case,
just while you direct
that
and
sounds
write.
so much fun.
You reckon it sounds fun? It sounds a bit exhausting to me.
I mean, it does, but I kind of like that idea of like,
Yeah.
you know what, kind of embracing the craziness and just like having this.
I think I'm really aware of being judged.
I think, I
Yeah.
think I'm too much of a people pleaser to do that.
Exactly.
But maybe I can like try and rewire my brain to be a crazy
I would want
narcissist.
everyone on set to like me.
Yeah.
Literally everyone on set.
Everyone below the line, everyone has
But-
to like me
Yeah.
every day.
But you
Yeah.
just can't. Like there
And that's
just
why I
has
could never,
never
be a
been a
teacher
director.
because I'd want every student to like me forever.
You'd be like, what have I done wrong? What can I do?
What?
Can I bribe you?
Yeah,
and they're
can
like,
I be
I
your
don't think
friend?
you can do that. And you go, I can. Watch me. Do you like
Watch me.
Skittles?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Who
You
don't
want to
you
hang
like?
out later?
Yeah.
I can ride.
I'll
a
be your best
skateboard.
friend. Yeah. You don't like Mary?
I
Yeah.
think.
I'll hit her. Yeah. You know, she's allergic to peanuts. Give you a little peanut
They're
butter.
just like, oh god, yeah. That I would need everyone on set to like me.
I know.
But I
that's
don't know
what-
how we're
I
going to do
think-
this.
But that is part of it. Yeah. You actually have to just go, you know what? There are going to be people who will hate me forever. For the next couple of months, they will
no,
hate
Ed,
me.
that's not true.
No, but as a director, you have to. You know that, like, if you want
'Cause you're
things
the
a
boss.
certain way, unless you're a complete pushover and you kind of let things happen. If you want like total complete control, you like there are things where you're going to need to be like harsh with people and brutal with people and just accept it.
How are you with conflict or confrontation?
I'm pretty good, and I feel like I'm getting better.
yeah.
And I kind of don't mind the idea of like being a director and having that conflict because it's kind of okay.
I
It's like
think
there's a
there
greater-
is like a power thing there where like you are hired and everyone knows you are the boss. Like
Yeah.
I guess in a friendship though it's a bit different when you're both equals.
But and you know what's interesting? Actually, talking about M. Night Shyamalan again, he virtually only works with the same crew. And you can
Oh,
totally see
really?
why. Because they know him. He
Totally.
doesn't have to get onto a new project. And I think a lot of directors do the same where it's like, they don't have to get on it and the people, you know, the like hair and makeup don't have to go, oh, he works like this. He's a bit
No,
of a,
exactly.
He's a bit of a
I
brick.
don't know
They
why
just
more people
know.
don't do that.
I know. I think people try to, but it's always just like scheduling things.
Yeah.
But and also that I think that's why he films all his stuff in Philadelphia.
Oh, does he?
Not much happens there. There isn't a huge film industry
Ah.
there, so like they kind of wait for his next thing.
He's really funding Philadelphia.
He's the Philly. He's
Go
the king
Phillies.
of Philly.
King of Philly.
Go Phillies!
So you were there in
Yeah.
Philly. Where else have you been? Everywhere.
Yeah, I've been all around America. I've been to Montana, Oklahoma.
Oh.
Been to where? Florida, LA, Canada, New Zealand.
Damn, you've gotten around.
I know. I've been.
How did
so
you go
lucky.
to school? How weren't you not homeschooled during all this?
I just always found time, and also my school was so accommodating. They knew that I was doing things,
Yeah.
and also in America, you have to do so much school on set. There are so many rules. You have to do 3 hours
Oh.
of school on top of a regular film day.
Every day you were doing that?
Yeah, and then on the weekend you do it to bank it up. So if you don't get the 3 hours,
God.
you
How
work.
do
You work
you-
longer than like anyone else as a child actor.
Yeah. And were you paid just as much or like?
Oh no,
No, it's like a child fee.
yeah, it's way less. It's
oh
way less.
God, you should
Yeah.
be getting more for
I
you had a
know.
little half-developed brain. You poor
I know.
little thing.
And they're just like, do this, now go to school, now go to school. There were times when I was filming and I had to miss out on scenes to be in school.
Oh shit.
And my school as well was
Is-
in like year 7 and they were
Who
like,
cares? And also, you're going to school to become an actor at this point.
to
Like
become an
that's why
actor.
you're
I
at a
know,
performing arts
I know.
school.
But I didn't want to drop out. I always wanted to graduate. I wanted to go to formal. I wanted to.
Was that really like those
Yeah,
like
yeah.
normal people things are always the ones that, you know, like Beyonce never went to her formal and she always like wanted to recreate it because she was
know.
touring the world with Destiny's
and,
Child.
you have and then like I feel like it just is what stunts
That's-
the
yeah,
brain, and then you
yes.
go like, oh no, I missed out. But I didn't miss out on anything. I got
Like
to
you've
Wow.
been
have
to an event, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Like
Also with
2
like
hours.
other 17-year-olds.
who you've been with every day for the past 5 years.
And you're wearing a suit.
Like
You'll be
Beyonce's
fine.
40 being like, this dress is based on what I would have worn to prom.
Prom.
And it's just like, grow up.
Get over it.
I
yeah.
think you've had a blessed life.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you've been okay.
I think you've been okay,
Yeah, just, I got
love.
to miss out on prom because I was making $9 million. Oh.
Becoming a world famous superstar.
Yeah, you're fine.
Bit like
you're
you.
fine.
But you went to prom.
Went to prom. Yeah.
Actually, I saw a photo that you posted when I was studying you. And it was of you and your dog being
Yeah.
like, took the love of my life to formal.
I know.
That was so cute. It was like the first thing that pops up when it's like, Ed Oxenbould.
Really?
They're like just scrounging to get photos of you.
I also would have posted that just after I broke up with my long-term ex-girlfriend.
Zoe.
And yeah, and I think she thought that was
Name drop.
Sorry, we can beat that. It's
cut
just
that out.
because I
Yeah, yeah.
read it in your bio and I was like, that's
Oh,
incorrect.
yeah. Actually, no.
Yeah.
And I think she probably thought it was like a slight at her, but it was just that I love my dog. It was like,
She's like,
that was it. Yeah.
You're like, hey.
Hey.
Oh, that was your dog. That
My
was
dog, my lovely dog that I lost last week.
Oh, and what did your family do with your dead dog?
We donated her body to the veterinarian wing at Sydney Uni, which is very in line with our family to recycle.
With your family policy of
With our-
reuse,
of
reduce,
reuse.
reuse, recycle.
Let's reuse our dog. Yep. I was initially a bit weird about it, but look, if it helps, it's great. But it's just so weird to think, like, she was our beloved pet
Family
dog for
dog.
15 years. And then all of a sudden, it's just like she becomes just something else for a whole different group of people. And it's also so weird to think we will never, ever know what happened
In that room.
in that room.
Yeah. What was the purpose of her then? Like,
You know what I mean? Like, it's
like
sure you could
find
ask.
the appendix
but then
of a
do we want
dog?
to know? Yeah. It's like, were they just going, oh no, we're just studying her heart. We're studying her brain.
Was she cut to pieces?
Was she cut to, no, I know. But that's what I'm thinking is like, what did they do with her?
Well, Tom, you said that they're very respectful.
Very respectful in
Yeah.
those sort of
Because Tom,
situations.
you've done.
I did it with human cadavers, but whenever
But do
a
they treat
human-
pets the same? Like, I
I would
wonder.
think so.
Yeah.
I would think so because it's very much like a ethical thing.
Yeah.
And everyone goes very quiet when like the body comes in, and it's very much like usually you have a task to do, like, can you find these things on the body, and you like go through and you'd like find them all and you tick it off, and then you leave. And like,
God, it's so clinical, isn't it?
well, it's just to help learn, and you
Yeah.
could be like, maybe 1,000 people looked at my dog, and we've got 1,000 new vets now.
Oh,
I mean, that's
Ed,
yeah,
you
which is
did
so great, but
that.
it's so weird.
I know.
because
I'm
it's
way
such a
too selfish to
beautiful-
do that.
I know.
I got mine cremated, and
That's what I was going to think, and I was like, I want to keep the ashes, and then my parents are like, "What are you going to do with them?" And I was going, "Yeah,
I guess,
oh."
no, and honestly, they do just sit in a box, and you're like, hey,
They do just sit there. Like, it is good, but it's just so weird. And even like talking about cadavers, you're like, of course that's the only way to learn. Of course that's what you do. But the idea of it is,
would you donate your body
insane.
when you die?
I don't know. I don't know.
A part of me wants to say yes, but I'm also like, I don't know. I don't think I do.
I don't know if I want someone like cutting my head off, and you're like,
No.
oh. And I know you're dead. I know it means nothing.
I don't know.
But
I'm a bit like not spiritual, but like I just
I was gonna
believe
say,
in something.
I think I'm too. I think I like the idea of being like, even cremated, and then when your ashes get settled, at least you're like kind of in one place and you're back in the world.
and in one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bunch of little pieces, you're in a box.
Yeah.
The idea of being like, you know, I know it's not like brutal, but you're like virtually torn apart.
I know. What if you gave your body to science, had your head cut off or whatever, and then cremated the rest? It's just like 2/3 of you in cremation.
And they're just using your head. And
yeah, you're like, you can do what you want from the neck
take the
up.
head, take the arm. But my legs, you cannot
My
have.
granddaughter gets the legs.
Did she get the leg? There's something, I don't know if it's a story or it's one I know or an urban legend about someone whose grandmother donated their body to science and got blown up. Like, I don't know if it's like just urban myth, but apparently someone was like, yeah, they were like testing like explosives or something.
Explosives for science.
I have no, it
medicine.
probably is 100% bullshit.
Blown
But I just
up.
love the idea of like your beloved grandma and just like, you know, leaves the funeral home and just gets exploded.
The
but then-
D&D is
But then
like,
part of me is like, that's
By
kinda
Lockheed
cool.
Martin.
Pardon?
Like Lockheed Martin buys her body. Like a defense.
Yeah.
bill.
Yeah. Like, honestly, Lockheed Martin would pay a
we
lot
donated
as
the
well.
body. Oh, to the hospital? No.
Yeah. No, to the
army.
ADF. Yeah. Oh, what did they do with it? And it's like, I think they just tied it to a tree and like fired warship cannons at it. Like,
No, the
imagine
most
that.
peaceful, like, Catholic service of, like, your
Yeah.
grandma being wheeled away in a hearse and then
And it's like, yeah,
Even
one
the
day
gu-
we'll all see her again. And it's like,
And
yeah,
then
we will, floating through the
eyeball
through the sky.
lands on your cheek.
So I'm blown up. Yeah. But I don't know.
Oh, God. I
think-
don't think I could.
What about like, would you give your body to the body works museums, you know, where they display you like playing tennis or something.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah. In Amsterdam, there's a famous museum like Body Works. I think there's one
Your
here.
real body, not
you
like a
don't-
wax figurine.
Your body. And there's somewhere like they'll take all your veins out and they'll like prop you up like a man made of veins. Or there is somewhere it's just like your body and your muscles like playing tennis. There's some where they've got like two bodies like having sex, like two dead bodies.
And what's the purpose of this?
Just to see the inside of like the body and how they react. And,
Wow.
and, you can see, and they're like, there's one where like someone's like cut open like each layer and you can see each like layer of them.
That'd be good.
Who's doing
Because
this?
Tilly
cool.
famously doesn't know where any of the muscles are in the body.
You could help people identify.
It
The
would be good.
irony.
No, we need to go to the thing.
Yeah,
should.
so this is in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I couldn't do it because I think I'm too like it
Icky
would've
with
wigged
that
me
stuff?
out. But
Even
but
though it's like
imagine that.
covered in formaldehyde and it's not looking
It's still so like that's in me.
like.
And also that was a person. It's so weird to think, oh my God.
That's crazy.
I know.
Is their face and hair and like intact? You can recognize
No,
the people.
skin's kind of all off. And I've just seen like some photos, but
Oh.
seriously, like some of them were like pretending to row a boat, pretending to
Oh,
sit. And then like
God.
imagine dying, having your body kind of like mutilated into this other different thing. And then they're like, we're going to prop you up playing Tetris. And that's just how you live forever. Like
that's
you're
how
just
you're
like-
remembered forever.
That's how you're remembered.
I don't think I'm doing that.
And then I also was one, I don't know if like your name's there. Do they go like, John,
But yeah.
there he is. And there's a photo of him like alive and it's like, hey.
What if the family had an input and he was like, John hated Tetris. Like he better not be doing that for
and then they walk in and go, why
What
is
the
my
fuck
boy
is
playing
this?
Tetris? But imagine that. Imagine you're playing Tetris, not even forever until they just shelve you for a new one.
What do they do with your model body after it? I'm sure it's like stiff and glossy.
Is it just like
That's what I'm picturing.
landfill?
Oh no.
At the back of the museum,
That's
is it
not
just like a bunch of
decaying.
like black bags filled with like 80-year-old like formaldehyde body? I need to know.
I've seen you can get your ashes made into a diamond, and that kind of interests
That's
me.
awesome. That's awesome.
I'm pretty
Or
sure
planted
Michael
as a
Jackson.
tree.
Yeah, sure.
But then also like
No,
imagine the tree gets struck by lightning or some like drunk driver hits it and then the car's over and you're like, well, now I'm dead again.
well, you know what? And I've had a taste of this. My dad kept my placenta when I was born
Oh.
for 16 years. It stayed in our freezer. And
Wow. Wow.
often people would just be like, get it out looking for meat. And then half defrost my placenta.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, no, that stays in for another
no.
decade. So on my 16th birthday, I don't know what he was planning on doing with it, but he loves me.
Putting candles in it and bringing it out. Reminder where you came from.
On my 16th birthday, we all gathered around and I had two friends there, which in hindsight would have been so fucking weird to be like, we're going to sing happy birthday and then we're going to go into the garden and plant Tilly's placenta.
Oh my God.
And the tree died.
Oh.
We planted a tree on top of it. And I'm thinking there was like absolutely no nutrients left, or maybe like the amount of times it had been defrosted and like reheated.
The tree was like, I don't know
Well,
what
this
this
new
is.
sapling,
I don't know what,
just
but I don't want this.
rejected every ounce of possible
It's
nutrients.
just like, oh.
What's that taste?
For like years, just like, oh, it's just disgusting.
So
It'd be like imbued with other things in the freezer. It's like, this tastes like
old
meat
chicken
and
wings.
chicken.
No, they're like, has
and
anyone
party
ever
pies.
fertilized
Oh,
a
yeah.
plant before? What are you feeding me?
Wow.
Party pies for real.
then
So
it-
if that's just my placenta and then the tree dies, I don't want that to happen to my whole body. You're like, what a
Imagine how sad
waste.
that would be. And
I
then,
know.
And then where do you plant a tree?
Where are you
like-
going to stay forever?
Yeah.
And in this economy, good luck.
With this kind of, I like that idea, but a diamond is cool.
Diamonds are real cool. How big a
diamond's
diamond
cool.
are we thinking would come from a whole body?
I don't know.
Oh my God, could I? That's so dumb. I was going to say I want it as my wedding ring, but I'd have
You?
to die.
Yeah. Like,
Tom,
could you
I
just
want you
do
to
my
die and then we'll be together forever.
Yeah, your last problem is like, you get down on your knees.
And an self-execution for our love. Thank
Instead
you.
of a ring, just inside is a
girl
is a
doesn't ask
blade.
for much.
Yeah. Just a little self-sacrifice.
Just a little.
And then the diamond's like terrible. It's all cloudy. And
I wish I got an emerald cut.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, the
You never
clarity.
wear it.
I never wear it. Oh, I'm a bit off jewelry.
The band doesn't fit
I'm a
very
silver girl now, and it's got an awful gold
Yeah,
band.
no, you can just get a new band. You go, nah.
Bit of fuss involved, though.
But isn't that Tom?
Um,
yeah. Where's
Yeah,
Tom? He's
yeah.
in my jewelry box.
He's in my
Yeah.
jewelry.
I think
Get
he is.
out of there.
My new husband doesn't like it when I wear that.
Yeah, I go through husbands like crazy every time I
Yeah,
get
it's like, and
married.
my new husband bought me a much nicer one, a much bigger one. 3 stones. Yeah.
Yeah, food
So
for
body
thought.
works. Yeah.
Body works. So,
Yeah.
what are you going to do, Ed? So we are all on the same page here.
I honest to God don't know.
You can't cremate your feet. Not as 4.9. You got to keep those.
They need to go to
That's what I'll do.
Amsterdam.
You know what I'll do? I will cremate the rest of me, but my feet cut off and preserve them from formaldehyde.
What, ankles down, or how much are we giving?
I reckon ankle down. Yeah.
Just
and
show
I reckon
that slim ankle.
I reckon to the highest bidder, and then all that money goes to my family, and that'll be my final gift.
And it's like $30.
4.9. I think it'll be a lot
Hey,
higher than $30.
How
Thank you very much.
high can people charge for feet? Like, what are we in the ballpark of? $500? Is that crazy?
You know what I would wonder? I would love to see like a top celebrity, whoever is number one on WikiFeed, and it's probably some
It's Margot
young-
Robbie.
Obviously,
She's got
of course.
very long toes, and I know
And Sydney
that.
Sweeney's in the runner-up position.
Oh my god, you guessed
Is
it.
she? Okay.
Where's
okay.
Eva Longoria?
Where's Eva?
Have we
at?
talked about feet too much?
I love this.
I love
This is great.
Margot Robbie, I personally think she's got too long toes for my taste in feet.
Wow. Okay.
And they were a bit dirty. And I think that's some people's kink because like she showed them off in
This is
what's the Hollywood?
highest rating.
The Tarantino movie.
She's got them out there. Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. And then Sweeney. Yeah. I reckon Margaret Qualley would be up there as well.
Once
Number
again, long
3
toes.
is Victoria Justice. I don't know who that
I
is.
don't know who that is.
You know, from Victoria's.
Justice?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know that from the Nickelodeon show Victoria's.
Oh, I don't know that.
Here I am.
We're of
once
a
again.
different generation, Ed.
Sorry, Ed.
Haley Steinfeld, number 4. Emma Stone, number 5. Jenna
Yeah.
Ortega, number 6.
Yeah.
Good on her.
See, anyone
Are
in
they
the
all
top
women?
10.
Well,
then
not on
I'm-
the men version.
I'm in top 10.
Oh.
Oh.
You're in
But
top
I wonder-
Ed in top 10. What's Margot Robbie's review? What is the star rating?
5.
Perfect 5.
That's what it says.
How many
Wow.
have reviewed? Sorry.
Almost 10,000.
Wow. Okay. That's where you want to be. 41's
Oh,
nothing. Come on.
God, what can't she do?
But I just wonder if all of a sudden she turned around and went, I will do like foot content for like specialized creeps. Like I'll pour whipped cream and like honey on it or whatever they want,
Yeah.
like crazy things. How much money could she make? How much could she charge? And because I reckon she could charge. I wonder.
But
I'm so interested in the foot economy.
Would going there then prevent her from further like actual acting Hollywood roles? So would she,
I don't
in a
know.
sense, be like,
Would it be a trade off?
yeah,
Yeah.
potentially?
I would love to know. I would love to know
There's
how much.
freaks out there, freaks with a lot of money. I think
Yeah.
you can shoot for the stars.
Oh my God. Maybe I'll get home and just like.
But then you won't be able to work again.
But just like, if I just get like one person, all you need is one like rich foot loving person. It's just like,
And you know what it is? They
just pay my rent for the year.
they honestly like get a kick out of what is that like humiliation kick?
Yeah.
And it's like, you owe me this much, and they'll do it.
And they're like, anything.
Anything for those toes.
It's so, you so don't want to encourage it, but then you're also
know,
like,
but it's like- Hey,
but like, I don't, new car
I know.
just for owning feet.
Do you have to pay tax on foot fetish?
Yes, you would.
Can you imagine like going to
And
claim
that
and they're
should
like,
tell-
what was this huge lump sum? And you go, I can't remember. I
Adam,
don't know.
it's better not to ask.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I just kind of inherited it. Yeah.
Babysitting job.
And they're like, yeah, because we tracked your bank records and it was from J Footboy. And you were like, that's just my doctor, Mr. Footboy.
and he
Yeah.
goes, and I'm Jay Footboy. Like, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
But imagine if someone that you knew has looked you up on WikiFeed. Like someone like in your scope.
What, like earnestly being
I
there?
don't know. I just wonder if like, I wonder if in that 41 people in the room, would there be someone that I'd recognize? Would it be like, no way? No way. Would it be like, I'm so curious.
You need to get to the bottom of this. You should hire a private detective.
Can you imagine? I should hire someone to go back and like get the IP address of everybody
I
and
would
just be like,
love
and lure like a fake invitation to be
to
like,
hire a private detective.
yeah. What would you do?
Yeah,
What would you want to find out?
What would I want to find out? I'd want them to, I was going to say follow me and like say what, but why would I want to know exactly what I've been, where I've been?
Yeah. Tell me what I've been doing.
I just have a terrible memory.
Tell me what I've been doing.
Tell
It's
me
like, you just
where
went to
I've
Woolies, you watched The Simpsons, you're like,
the
God,
most-
you're so good.
The most
You're so
like,
good.
They're just like sitting next to you on the couch. Like it's so,
And you're like, are you keeping note of this? Like, yeah.
I'm not paying you for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you want to leave the house
Yeah.
one day?
That make my job a little interesting. That's really, I wonder what I like.
The
What
only
would
thing
you
I could
find
think
out?
of is if I went to dinner with someone for the first time and then I'd be like, tell me what they said in the car afterwards. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
But-
bug their car.
Oh, bug
Like
their
first date, and if it like, is like, what did they say to their housemates? What did they
I
say
forgot
to their
that
friends?
bugging was an option. I just thought following was what we were working with.
But then you'd just get offended
So true.
because it'd be like, he was really nice, but his teeth are kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And
But
you'd
it
be
would
like,
be,
and that could have been your
Yeah.
wife, but now you're going to think the whole time.
Some things we're not meant to know.
Yeah.
yeah. But it also just would be fun to know.
I know.
Just occasionally just be like, I want to know what you think candidly with nothing.
Well, on that note,
Well, spying, feet,
it's been real, Ed.
that's it.
Are you excited for State of Origin tonight?
Oh, up the blues.
Hell yeah. No,
I-
up the maroons.
Of course, you're the Maroons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be so honest. I don't care.
You want to know a secret?
I don't care.
Neither
who
do
wins.
I.
It's in Perth, isn't it?
It's in Brisbane
Oh, it's in Brisbane.
and then Perth and then
And then here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it in Perth? They have nothing to do with it.
Trying to drum
Neutral
up some
ground.
support.
Ah,
Doesn't really work though.
No.
just an unnecessary flight.
I like that it's just like two teams it's easy to keep track of though.
It is, isn't it? Wait,
just
I've never
like-
considered that. There are so many other states in Australia. Why is it only
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em, we're the best.
Bye, Ed. Thanks for coming on Mutual Friends.
Thank you for having me on
And
Mutual
you're now
Friends.
one of our friends officially. Yippee! Bye.
Bye.